Their Excellencies, the Right Honourable Dame Patsy Reddy, Governor-General of New Zealand, and Sir David Gascoigne.
Taia tēnei momo, taia tēnā momo. Whakamānawatia te toki atu, whakamānawatia te rau oro. Oi whiwhia, oi rawea, oi tamaua. Tōhua taumata rautia. Tūturu o whiti whakamaua kia tīna.
Tīna.
Hui e, tai ki e.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. I ngā mana, i ngā reo, i ngā iwi o ngā hoe whā. Tēnei aku mihi mahana ki a koutou. Nau mai haere mai rā ki te whare kawana. Kia ora tātou katoa. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I extend a warm greeting to you all, and I'm delighted to welcome you to Government House. I specifically acknowledge the Secretary and Registrar of the New Zealand Order of Merit and the Queen's Service Order, Michael Webster, our kuia Te Ripawai Higgins, and our kaumātua, Professor Piri Shasha. Tēnā koutou. It's a pleasure to host this investiture ceremony and bring together 11 honours recipients along with their family and friends to recognise the contributions that they have made to our country. As Governor-General, I have the authority and privilege on behalf of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of New Zealand, to hold an investiture for her and to confer the honours to which each recipient is entitled. Ladies and gentlemen, as each one is honoured, I invite you to join me in thanking and congratulating them for their service to our country. Catriona MacLeod will now summon the recipients and read a citation for each one.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of the Dame Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dame Denise Lestrange Corbet of Auckland for services to fashion and the community. Dame Denise Lestrange Corbet is a fashion designer and industry leader who was appointed a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit in 2002. As co-founder of Fashion House World in 1989, Dame Denise has continued the mentoring of up-and-coming designers, judging events and public speaking. World is one of New Zealand's foremost fashion brands and is recognised nationally and internationally as a leading progressive and philanthropic fashion brand. In 2015, World became the first fashion brand to be globally endorsed by the United Nations for their Global Goals Project t-shirt design. Dame Denise appeared in the first Like Minds Like Mine campaign in 2001 on anti-discrimination towards mental illness and published her autobiography in 2008. She's worked closely with the Starship Foundation since 2005 and has designed fundraising T-shirts for them and the Leukemia and Blood Cancer Foundation, along with bow ties for muscular dystrophy. She's worked with Duffy Books and Homes, the Eat My Lunch organisation, was made an honorary fellow of UCOL in 2013, and was awarded the Westpac Women of Influence for Arts and Culture in 2017. Dame Denise is currently an ambassador for the IHC Art Awards, Diabetes New Zealand, and the Mental Health Foundation, and is also a member of Global Women. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Companion of the Queen's Service Order, Mr. William Tish of Matamata for services as a Member of Parliament. Lindsay Tish was first elected as MP for Karapiro and retained the seat when it was renamed Piako, now the Waikato electorate. He's been a presiding officer of Parliament, including Assistant Speaker and Deputy Speaker, a member of several parliamentary select committees, and junior and senior whip for the National Party. He was National Party President and the party's campaign manager for the first mixed-member proportional election. He was a director of Land Corporation Limited and a member of the New Zealand Institute of Directors, the New Zealand Institute of Property Management, and the New Zealand Institute of Valuers. He's a trustee and chairman of the Matamata-based Poland Hospital Foundation, a member of the Matamata Lions Club, and a Justice of the Peace. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Ms. Rachel Brown of Auckland, for services to sustainable business development. Rachel Brown was project manager for cleaner production at Waitakere City Council for 4 years, overseeing the council's transition to more sustainable business practice. She became director of the Auckland Environmental Business Network, growing the network to 130 member businesses and 200 affiliates in her first 3 years. She negotiated the network's merger with Triple B and New Zealand Businesses for Social Responsibility to become the Sustainable Business Network, or SBN, of which she is CEO. SBN runs the NZI Sustainable Business Awards and has formed relationships with global sustainability organisations, including Forum for the Future in the United Kingdom, giving SBN's members access to global examples and strategies of sustainable business models. Ms. Brown was part of the Climate Reality Project broadcast, which reached more than 3 million people worldwide. Ms. Nicola Leggett of Auckland for services to the publishing industry. Nicola Leggett was a senior writer for national magazines North and South and Metro, later becoming deputy editor and then editor of Metro. She was the publishing director of Random House New Zealand, the nation's largest domestic publisher. She is now the publisher of Massey University Press. During her tenure, the imprint has also become the publisher for Te Papa Press and has assumed the publication of the long-running journal Poetry NZ. She is chair of the New Zealand Book Awards Trust, which she helped establish, and a trustee and deputy chair of the Auckland Writers and Readers Festival Trust. Ms. Leggett has been on the Publishers Association of New Zealand Council and Programme Manager for the New Zealand Institute of Architects' entry to the Venice Biennale. Mr. Wetini Mitainatai of Rotorua for services to Māori performing arts. Wetini Mitainatai was involved with a number of cultural groups before establishing his own group, Te Matarai I Orehu, which has twice won first place at Te Matatini National Kapahaka Festival. He was the first ever six-time recipient of the Manukura Tane Male Leader Award. He founded Mitai Māori Village in Rotorua, which now employs more than 100 people and provides vulnerable youth with experiences and opportunities. He founded and has been a master tutor and choreographer for Tutoa Māori Martial Arts School. He collaborated with the New Zealand Ballet Company to create the performance Ihi Frenzy. Mr. Mitainatai has choreographed performances for the WOMAD World Music Tour, the Rugby World Cup, the World Fashion Show in Taiwan, World Expo Japan, international Indigenous conferences and Pacific Arts festivals.
Oho te ora mai, e whakatohe ai, e oho ko te whakariki, ko te whakariki. Tuku a mai ki a piri, tuku a mai ki a tata. Kia eke mai, ki runga ki te pai, poto, aho mai tāwhiti. Kai kei te wiwi, kai kei te wa. Ki runga i te parapara, tūai, tūai, tūai e. Tēnā, tēnā, koe pai.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr. Murray Chandler of Auckland for services to chess. Murray Chandler is New Zealand's only chess Grand Master. He appeared for New Zealand in the first Asian Team Chess Championship in Malaysia and qualified as an international master by winning the first Asian Junior Chess Championship in Baguio. He's won 3 New Zealand Chess Championship titles and been Commonwealth champion twice. He was editor of British Chess Magazine and set up Gambit Publications, a publisher of high-quality chess books. He is president of the New Zealand Chess Federation and a member of the New Zealand Chess Federation Council, and has sponsored and hosted a series of major chess tournaments in Queenstown. Dr. Renee Liang of Auckland for services to the arts. Dr. Renee Liang is a pediatrician and award-winning librettist, short story writer, poet, and playwright. She has written, produced, and toured 7 plays, been published in poetry journals in New Zealand and overseas, and instigated several poetry events. With Auckland Council, she delivers the new Kiwi Women Write Their Stories programme. She has co-led several community arts projects and contributed articles to the Big Idea website. She was librettist for the Bone Feeder Opera and helped write the production Dominion Road, the musical. She co-created the interactive digital narrative Golden Threads for Auckland War Memorial Museum. She is the Asian theme leader for the longitudinal project Growing Up in New Zealand. Ms. Petrina Tonge Saina of Auckland for services to Pacific Music. Petrina Tonge Saina is a Pacific Music Awards trustee and event producer. She was the manager of member services for the Australasian Performing Right Association New Zealand, a non-profit organisation that administers the rights of music creators. She's presented at workshops in Samoa and Rarotonga to support the development of copyright systems. She worked at the New Zealand Music Commission and was a trustee of the Crescendo Trust of Aotearoa, which supports young people through music. She co-founded Soul Note Agency and helped organise the I Love the Islands concert series, which fundraised for tsunami relief in Samoa. She's been an advisory group member for the Auckland Museum's exhibition Volume. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, Reverend Matthew Eru of Hastings for services to Māori and education. Reverend Matthew Eru is a senior kaumatua of Ngāti Kangunu Iwi and an Anglican minister. He is senior kaumatua and rangatira at both the Tangoio and Petane Marae and senior kaumatua for the Eastern District Police. He was a lecturer at the Eastern Institute of Technology School of Māori Studies and a tutor and senior advisor at Te Whare Takiura o Kahungunu in Napier, and is currently kaumatua of EIT's Hawke's Bay campus and the School of Māori Studies. He is senior tikanga specialist for Hawke's Bay District Health Board, with responsibility for all Māori ceremonial requests received by the DHB. Mrs. Kathleen Greenwood of Wellsford for services to the community. Isabel Greenwood worked with the Tomorata Lake Restoration Committee and led an initiative to have World War II names added to the local war memorial. She helped establish the local playgroup and Brownies chapter. She's fundraised for the Plunket Society and has been a Citizens Advice Bureau volunteer. She is an active member of Rural Women New Zealand. She has been a committee member of the Tomorata Tennis Club and held many roles at the Tomorata Primary School. Mrs. Greenwood has voluntarily helped to restore and upgrade the local community hall and church and arranged many non-denominational Christmas services. Mrs. Inga Nu'u of Auckland for services to the community. Inga Nu'u is office manager at the Papakura Citizens Advice Bureau. She has developed and maintained a strong team of volunteers and worked beyond her paid hours to provide a high standard of support for clients. She has been secretary of Community Network Papakura and has formed relationships with numerous local volunteer groups. She was a member of the Papakura Budgeting Services Board, Crime Watch Patrol in Papakura, and Counties Manukau District Health Board's community panel. Mrs. Nu'u is a Justice of the Peace and was a ministerial trainer for the Franklin and District Justices of the Peace Association. Your Excellency, the investiture is concluded.
Ladies and gentlemen, an investiture ceremony is the most important event I hold on behalf of Her Majesty, the Queen of New Zealand. It allows me, as Governor-General, to recognise and thank an extraordinary group of people on behalf of all New Zealanders. By using their talents to make ours a better society, whether by service in their communities or by their leadership in diverse fields of endeavour, or their commitment to excellence in their field of expertise, our recipients have set a fine example to others. To the recipients, it has been a privilege to hear your stories today. You have demonstrated determination, commitment, perseverance, and compassion in your daily lives. In your own way, each of you has helped to make New Zealand a better place to live. In some cases, your influence beyond the positive impact of your work has extended beyond our shores. Your actions and the stories we've heard today remind me of the words of another great New Zealander, Sir Paul Callaghan. He said, "What greater sense of fulfilment can there be but to make a difference to the community in which you live?" Your contribution has enriched the cultural, social and economic fabric of Aotearoa, New Zealand. Please wear your insignia with pride, knowing that your communities appreciate and value the impact of your work and are inspired by your example. On behalf of the Queen of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements and thank you for your service to our country. Kia ora hui hui tātou katoa. Ladies and